It's Jason with Chicago News, and we've got some luxury this week. We've got the Genesis G90, which is Hyundai's newest full-size luxury car. This is quite a long car. It's built to compete with the BMW 7 Series and the Mercedes S-Class, so it is a lot of car. While certainly a good-looking car, there's really nothing remarkable about the look, so let's hop inside and see what it's like going down the road. The first things you notice when you hop in is this center section is very reminiscent of a Mercedes with the clock in the center, the way the controls are laid out. They've done a really good job of upgrading the touch and feel of a lot of the buttons in here. The buttons on the steering wheel and in the center here, and it's got a great click wheel in the center to control the navigation screen and all of the infotainment features. It's got a Lexus stereo system, which is actually pretty impressive. Just overall, it's a very simple, straightforward, easy to use system. There's nothing revolutionary about it, but by the same token, it's very satisfying to use. A lot of cars these days are coming with wireless charging ports, but the phone doesn't really stay securely in or on the port and slides around. Here, they've actually got it built into the back of this pocket, so it's a really nice method for charging your phone. Another nice feature is this really good backup camera system. Basically, it gives you a 360 view. You can configure the different views on the different screens, and it really shows you what's going on around the car and what's in your way, possibly. It's hard not to get behind the wheel of a car like this and not immediately start comparing it to the Mercedes S-Class, BMW 7 Series, or the Lexus LS. And the reason for that is those are the heavy hitters in the full-size, and when I say full-size, I mean full-size luxury sedan class. Taken on its own, this is a really great driving car. It's got lots of power. This V8 version has 420 horsepower. There's also a 365 horsepower twin-turbo 6-cylinder version. Now, the engine is great. The driving feel is great. It's very quiet in here. I don't know if you can hear this, but there's a few things that kind of tip you off that this isn't one of the true ultra premium brands. First of all, this fan for the HVAC gets quite loud. So in a car that's this quiet, to have a feature like that kind of miss the mark is a glaring thing in our opinion. A couple other things that are great, the seats are really comfortable. 22-way adjustable driver's seat. They've had some design input from a really renowned German ergonomics firm. There's been some real effort here in a lot of places that's been put. When you upgrade to the V8 version, like our test car here, you get power adjustable rear seats. The driver's seat, the one behind the driver's seat, is 12-way adjustable. The one behind the passenger seat is 14-way adjustable, and that kind of really tips you off. This is really designed almost as a limousine. There's also a button that allows the right rear passenger to move the front seat forward to get themselves more legroom. So it's almost been slightly designed around that seating position back there. One thing that buyers of super premium luxury sedans like this want is a lot of customization, and this misses the mark there. There really is only one way that you can get this. Well, there's four ways. There's two engines, and there's either all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. But other than that, it is what you get. Now, pricing-wise, it starts at $68,000 for the two-wheel drive 6-cylinder model. It tops out at $72,000 for the all-wheel drive 5-liter V8. And that is a lot of car for the money. We do have to say that. Some of the interior material choices are really fantastic. You've got leather trimmed door panels. Even the top of the dash pad is trimmed with leather. And there's a lot of really nice touches to some of these controls. Knurled metal buttons here, and overall, quite a sense of luxury. A lot of the luxury cars these days will have an LCD gauge cluster. One of the areas they've saved a couple dollars here is you've got standard analog gauges here, which I don't personally mind. I think sometimes it's a little gimmicky to have all the LCD displays be all the way through here. So there's a really wide screen here. Don't know why you'd need another screen here. Plenty of information in the center display, and actually the heads-up display here is one of the best we've ever seen. It's bright, easy to see. It projects the speed limit on there so you can kind of gauge your speed. Overall, excellent design there. Let's see how this 5-liter V8 does in such a big, heavy car. 420 horsepower. This is actually really quick. There's actually a really nice intake sound that comes through Again, overall extremely quiet car, but if you're gonna have that kind of acceleration, you want it to sound nice too, and this certainly does. When reviewing a luxury car, I mean, the first question is it really luxurious? We've spent a lot of time in this car, and I can say we have not gotten fatigued. The seat is extraordinarily comfortable. It's just a place that I wouldn't mind spending a ton of time in. This is a road trip car. This is a car that you can really soak up some miles in. One of the other places you see a little bit of a difference between some of the German rivals in this is the suspension. While this has air suspension and active dampers like the competitors do, it just feels like it's a little bit missing in terms of poise. You feel the car kind of bounce every now and again, and it really doesn't feel as composed as it should all the time. The ride quality is great, especially with such a long wheelbase, but it just, over bumpy pavement, you feel like it's not quite 100% there, and it misses the mark a little bit compared to some of the others. These days, a big luxury sedan like this really isn't anything unless it has motorized shades for the rear passengers, and this has rear shades for the side and the rear glass that are actually pretty trick, the way they go up and down and fold into the doors. It's pretty cool, but you do have to wonder, with all of those features, do they really have their reliability down? There's a rear control center that's on the armrest between the two rear passengers that basically gives you control of the entire car. There's heating controls, stereo controls, and all of the seat controls. Heated seats obviously in the back. One thing that's notably absent from both the front and the back here are massaging seats, but honestly the seats are so comfortable it almost doesn't matter. This G90 is actually an updated version of what used to be called the Hyundai Equus. And when you look at Hyundai trying to push a super premium car like this, they've had trouble converting buyers to it. So they've gone to, like a lot of other companies, and created a second brand name, which is Genesis. Now, they're kind of confusing me right now because the Genesis logo looks a lot like the Chrysler logo, but I understand what they're going for here in trying to create a new brand image, just like maybe they should have chosen their own logo. So what do we think of this Genesis G90? Well, it doesn't quite stack up to some of its German counterparts, but it's an incredibly capable and luxurious full-size sedan, and really a way to get into this class of car at a fraction of the price.